platform that he was going to abolish the Big Four. He was going to equalize blacks and white on the police department. So when he won, he started that procedure. Now with me, as a female, not black or white, just a female, the females at that time had to be 21 years old with a 2-year college experience in order to get on the police department. So there was a list of 54 women on a list that was eligible to be hired. So when he ran, they took 40 of those women and put them in a class by themselves, and that was like in the December of '73. And out of those 40 women, they went on, on plain clothes units, youth department, women's division, those kinds of things. So from that 40, there was 14 women left. I was in that 14. And out of that 14 women left, there were 7 black and 7 white. So what Coleman Young said, he wanted to have the first co-ed police class. So my class started as the first co-ed police class. It was half men, half women, half black, half white. So it was 28 of us, because it was 14 women, 14 men. And we went through the whole, we started 7/11/74. So we went through the training through the summer. And when it came close to us graduating to go into what we women thought we were going to the women's division or youth department and be plain clothes. They decided our class was going to be the first women to get in a uniform and get in a scout car. So they divided us 14 girls, I'm saying girls, but it was actually women, into 2 groups. One group went to the 7th precinct, one group went to the 12th precinct. The ladies that went to the 12th precinct were all put on a walking beat working 7 to 3. All right. We at the 7th precinct were put on shifts, platoon 1, 2, and 3. I ended up with platoon 1 with a little Italian girl. We both ended up on platoon 1, which is midnights. When we got there, they put her inside. They put me outside. And my first partner's name was Shaka Tayutu. He had changed his name, Black Revolution and all. He had changed his name, so I ended up being out on patrol with him in October of '74 on patrol. So everybody else at home, my counterpart, the Italian girl, she inside, and everybody else is at home because they just started into platoon 2 and 3, 2 and 3 at the 7th, and platoon 3 over at number 12.
So you had the first shift, that's what you're saying?
Yeah, which made me the first woman on patrol.
And did you know that when you were out on patrol that this was the first time that a woman had been out on patrol?
I knew, and I thought it was unfair to put the Italian girl inside and I had to go outside. But it was okay because that was the assignment. And when you got the assignment, you did what they told you to do.
So you would have rather been inside?
Of course.
But then you wouldn't have made history.
I didn't know that at the time. How would I have even thought about that at the time? That wasn't important. The thing that was important was that we were the first women on patrol. The first women, period, on patrol in Detroit.
So when you found out you were the first woman to be on patrol,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how long did it take you to realize that?
I never really thought about it. I never really thought about it because all of this was first for us. Oh my God, it was just, as a black female, I was quote at a disadvantage because I was female and black, and the white guys did not want to work with me. The brothers were real kind and they helped me out a lot. Because I was a female, it was not like folks wanted to work with. We had supervisors that did not want us there because we were females and they thought we couldn't do the job.
Were you nervous on your first
Oh
time
yeah.
out patrol?
Oh yes, 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 yes.
What were you thinking about?
God, help me. Be with me, protect me. You know, you got me here. Help me, protect me.
How was your first night out on patrol?
All right. It was quiet. It's nothing unusual happened. My partner was nice to me and everything. It was fine.
And what made you want to be a police officer?
I grew up on McClellan. There used to be a police station on McClellan, just north of Kirchhoff, and our house was on the alley where the police officers would park because the garage entrance was right there at my bedroom window. And I used to see the police coming and going. Well, I'm like, oh, this is cool. I think I'd like to do this, this job, because I grew up watching these guys coming and going, protecting the neighborhood.
And what did your parents say when you said, hey, I want to be a police officer?
They did not agree. Matter of fact, when I first started patrolling, and fortunately, because I was in the 7th precinct and my parents lived in the 5th precinct, which was like our precinct ended at McClellan, and my parents' home was just the other side of McClellan. My father used to follow the scout car around.
He was that worried about you?
Yep. He used to follow the scout car route in his truck, and I had to tell him, Daddy, I'm a grown woman with a gun in a police car. Stop following me, because he would follow me in his truck.
Did he follow you the first night, or he didn't know that you were going?
He didn't know. He didn't know the first night, but after a while, he was following me in his truck. Yep.
So how old were you when you became a police officer?
I think I was 24, I think.
24. And how was it possible for you to become a police officer? Tell me, you said Coleman Young.
Mm-hmm.
Because there have been female police officers, I believe, since 1920, but they weren't on patrol, right?
Right. They weren't. Youth department, women's division, anything that was plain clothes and where they had to investigate things, but not on patrol. Never on patrol, no.
And was that because of a safety issue? Or?
I can't tell you why. Mm-hmm. All I know is that was the standard. Women were on patrol.
Mm-hmm. And during your career at the department, did you try to mentor other women and tell them, hey, this is a great career? Tell me about that.
Yeah. Quite a few people I told. And the fact that I was living it, there are different people that, because they saw me living it and it was possible, they came on the department. One young lady I used to babysit came on the job, and she ended up having more ranks than me.
And are you happy with the, I don't know if you keep up with the department, but just that there are more female police officers across the country now?
That's good. We're nurturing. We're caring. I think with us as women being on the police department, we're firm, but we're fair. And we're a gentle breed more so than the men are. Men are harsh, but women not so much. They're gonna rationalize, I think, before hitting them.
How long did you spend on the police department?
I started in '74 and I retired in '08.
Wow, so that's a significant amount of time. And did you rise through the ranks? And tell me.
Only one. I became sergeant, and my love was community. So I became the community service sergeant at my precinct. Did amazing things. At the time, we had a group called Bowie Business United with Officers and Youth. After the riots, a lot of community groups sprung up, New Detroit, those kinds of things, and Bowie 7 was one of those groups that came up. So Bowie 7 was housed out of the 7th precinct, and it branched out. The Bowie concept branched out throughout the department, so other precincts had Bowie groups in it too. But in my Bowie group, we sponsored sports teams, gave out scholarships. We had a Halloween party at Bustle Family Center every year where we serviced at least 3,000 children. During Thanksgiving, we did what we call a senior citizens bingo, and we gave out 300 turkeys to seniors. We worked because the business and the officers got together and formed a board, and we decided where the money would go within the community.
So you did a lot in your role to bridge the divide between the community and the police department.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. I remember I have a daughter that was born in '89. Her name's Victoria, and I was pregnant with her, and I was working on my Halloween project with Bowie in '89, and I ended up having her on the 30th of October in that year, and things did not go the way that they wanted them to go at Butzel. That year, one of the citizens called me up at the hospital and told me I need to get up off that hospital bed and get back here so I can make it right. I'm like, wait, I'm having a baby. I can't leave here. I'm having this baby. So I worked with other groups because with our Halloween party at Bustle, we worked with the Detroit Parks and Rec Center because they had a Parks and Rec Center there at Bustle. So between the Bowie, the police, and the rec, and one other person that was instrumental with this was Shirley Johnson. She was in charge of our Explorer program. So her Explorers came. Those are those young people that want to be officers. Mm-hmm. So her Explorer program came and helped with the Halloween party.
Wow. What is the best memory you have of being a police officer?
Working with the people. We it was a rhythm, if you will, throughout the year. I knew in January that we were going to work on something for February for Valentine's Day. We would have our community meetings monthly, and each month we would do something that the community would want to know information on. October we had fire prevention. We would have people come in and talk about what they needed to do within their homes to prevent fires, giving out free smoke detectors and things like that. We did a gun buyback before the museum, the African American Museum, was fully engaged. We had the director come and talk to the community about the museum and what they could do in order to help the museum come into fruition. Every month, Mother's Day, we do Mother's Day. We even had Mother's Day brunch, Mother's Day fashion shows. So things that we as officers can do with the community to bridge that gap, we did.
So your family reached out to us because they were very proud of your story.
Because they lived it, they worked it with me. I'm not that kind of person. I talked to them and that was it.
So when you explained to them, hey, I was the first woman out on patrol, were they just like, this is history, Mom? Mm-hmm. And what did you say?
Yep.
And just left it at that?
That's it.
And how do you feel that they believe it's important for you to share that story?
I really don't, I'm glad they're proud of me because I want them to be. I want my young people, my daughters and my sons. I had one son that passed early, but he's a GOT driver too, by the way. Um, I want them to know that you can do and be anything that you want to be and do all things. All things are possible for you. So I did my best to show them that you can do these things. All things are possible. So I wanted to set that example for them.